Yeah, I did change, and I'm really glad I changed.
This one's wife, the AAM Bore. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. This one's wife is boring. She is beige, industrial beige. The Duchess of Industrial Beige. She is magnolia wrapped in biscuit, layered with camel, and ensconced within industrial beige. She lacks a sense of humour. She's not particularly intelligent. She lacks charisma. And all of that combined with a propensity to issue fridge magnet platitudes and ridiculous word salad, alongside the deluded belief that what she has to say is actually interesting, makes her boring. Harry coped with this because one area where she alleviates the boring nature of who she is in the sack. And so long as little Harry was being serviced, then Harry could deal with that. He certainly didn't marry her for her views on politics. Nevertheless, for those of us who have avoided coming into contact with the welly top of doom, many regard her as boring. I hear a sugar yell, well, if she's that boring, why do you talk about her so much? Well, boring people can be useful because she is a model of narcissism in action that many people are interested in. They're interested in her not because they find her as a person interesting. They are interested in her to understand why she does as she does, why she behaves in the way that she does, and also because a significant section of people are waiting for the moment that she crashes and burns. That, however, is a topic for another day, and here we're going to focus on the fact that she is a bore. And this is something that somebody else has realised. There is an article in the Times written by Shane Watson that identifies a number of modern bores. So here's an example of one as written by Mr. Watson. Taylor Swift bores. Hands down the biggest bores of 2024. First, there are the proud dads of fans, then the young fans, then the grown-up I just love her fans. Then there are the Travis and Taylor conspiracy theorists. Then all the people who think that being at a Taylor Swift concert is like seeing the Beatles at Shea Stadium, being present at the dismantling of the Berlin Wall, plus an audience with the Pope or the Queen and Paddington Bear all rolled into one. Or, put it another way, actually unmissable, most of the Labour cabinet and their partners. Every week presents a new Tay-Tay topic to bore on about. Most recently, who signed off on her London police escort, and does that make her equal to royalty? Thus, Mr. Watson identifies Taylor Swift as, or rather Taylor Swift fans, as a modern bore. And he takes aim at people who are popular culture bores. For instance, stating, have you seen X? OMG, you'll love it. This is normal. However, many of us have not properly grasped the rules of sharing popular culture without boring your friends. There's the deadening thwump, the person who wants to tell you how much they love Colin from Accounts. Now? And how did you feel about Brexit? The ick of the one who won't give up even when you've said not for me, especially if it's Emily in Paris. The virtue signalling of the fan of the piano, who needs you to know exactly how much they cried. But you should have seen me. I was in bits. Top of the boring charts are, at the moment, the slow horses bores. Heresy! Absolutely outrageous. Because people think it's gritty and clever and a bit dark, and they're amazed to discover they're not the only ones who love the Gary Oldman character Jackson Lamb, and astonished that everyone has noticed Kristen Scott Thomas is fantastic in it and gorgeous at the same time, as looking very severe and sometimes a bit Mrs. Doubtfire. Well, I don't know who this individual is taking aims at slow horses. It's a fantastic program. If you've not watched it, I'd encourage you to do so. But he also takes aims at the hot rabbi bores, Halloween bores, health bores, Boris, as in Johnson, bores. Trainer, as in the things you wear on your feet, bores. Live well, bores. The late Queen, bores. Gary Lineker, bores. Perfect homemaking, bores. Generation Oasis, bores. All men are dicks, bores. Well, you can make your own mind up as to whether you agree with those subjects, as to whether they're boring or not. We're going to return to the topic in hand in respect of this one's wife. For she also appears in the targets of this journalist. How so? Listen in. The Duchess of Sussex, Queen of the As a Mother, hence the AAM Bores, was on peak AAM form at a recent Children's Hospital fundraiser in Los Angeles, demonstrating exactly how it's done in 2024. From my standpoint as a mother, this one's wife said, establishing her unique perspective straight off the bat, which is demonstrative of her delusion. She thinks that she's the only person who's ever been a mother. No one wants to be in a position where you need to go to a place like this. No shit, Sherlock. Thanks for that insightful observation. Amen, writes the journalist. Not great for the children, but let's focus on the mothers. Which, of course, he highlights the self-absorption of this one's wife, where any child that has to go to hospital is invariably not wanting to be there, and it may well be in circumstances which are particularly painful and distressing for that child. But hey, let's talk about how she feels, because after all, that's what matters. That's what the world needs to know about. But she continues by stating, but if you have to go to hospital, the best place in the world you could go would be Children's Hospital LA. See what she did there? Made a celebration of the hospital staff's work quite a lot about herself. AAM. And this one's wife is merely the icing mother figure on the top of the cake of modern life. Lately, this habit of identifying yourself as a mother is rife and licensed to bore anyone whenever you choose on any subject. Because as a mother is a shutout. As a mother, I really relish my alone time. As a mother, I really want to see peace in the Middle East. As a mother, I think growing your own vegetables is important. As a mother, I see and feel more clearly. Sentences beginning as a woman have the potential for boring, but with as a mother, there's no way around it. Prepare to be off the scale, bored. And the Duchess of Sussex is at the top of the tree because she regularly likes to remind us of the fact that she is a mother. Although her children are never seen, it's questionable whether she was ever pregnant, and indeed there are some people who believe that she's not even a mother and the children simply do not exist. Whether they exist or whether they don't, whether they came from a surrogate or whether she actually did give birth to them, at the end of the day, she, as a narcissist, bores people by banging on about being a mother. She does this because her narcissism tells her that portraying herself as a mother is useful. It is part of her facade management. I'm relatable. I'm a mother. I'm kind because I'm a mother. I'm empathic because I'm a mother. Leaving aside, of course, the mountain of evidence that shows that she's a thoroughly unpleasant individual, and as I've explained in other videos, what that means for the children to the extent that they exist. This one's wife bores people because she's sanctimonious, because she talks from this perspective as being a mother as if nobody else has ever done it. It's recognised that carrying a child and giving birth is hard work, and thereafter, raising the mewling crotch goblin is a particular labour of love. But with this one's wife, she makes it sound as if she's the only person that's ever done it, which gives her a unique perspective to always talk down to you in that condescending manner of hers to explain as a mother. She utilises it in order to give herself some kind of moral authority, which simply does not exist. It's boring listening to her do it because she is boring anyway, and then when she trots this out also, she becomes doubly boring. She has nothing interesting or meaningful to say, but she believes that she has. And she capitalizes upon this by talking about how she, as a mother, tells you this and has this observation. Millions upon millions of mothers around the world already know this. Millions upon millions of fathers around the world already know this. Millions upon millions of people who aren't parents already know this. But of course, this one's wife, boring, condescending and sanctimonious, needs to ensure that you know that she's a mother because she's better than you. She, apparently, has given birth to 2 crotch goblins, which means that she's superior. It provides her with a platform. All of a sudden, she was given insight into things that otherwise you wouldn't know unless you were a mother. This is all a demonstration of the deluded magical thinking of her narcissism that makes her believe that because she's a mother, she knows things that other people don't, and that she's the first to tell us all of these things. And quite frankly, not only is it demonstrative of her narcissism, it underpins just how boring and beige she is. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.